fellow Filipino scientists, researchers, and innovators, officials from government agencies, representatives from the private sector, media practitioners, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to all our partners in ensuring that the Philippines has a thriving startup ecosystem. The Department of Science and Technology Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology Research and Development would like to thank all of you for being with us here today to witness the launch of new projects developed and implemented by Filipino startups. Welcome to the 8th edition of the Science and Innovation Budding Opportunities for Leverage, or CBOL, a webinar series where we put the spotlight on newly approved and commenced projects supported by DOST-PCIEERD. This event is also part of our celebration of the Philippine Startup Week 2021 organized by the Department of Information and Communications Technology, the Department of Trade and Industry, DOST, and Cubo Innovation Hub with the theme Beyond Recovery, Filipino Startups Redefining Opportunity. We commend our brilliant and hardworking researcher entrepreneurs for coming up with 22 new technologies and services in the areas of supply chain management, learning and education, work from home productivity tools, content and talent development, and digitally empowered tools for the public service. We thank our startup founders for their agility in responding to the call of the times and coming up with bright ideas to move us forward in this pandemic. We also appreciate Mr. Carlo Calimon, the director of the Startup Village, for partnering with us in helping the startup ecosystem through a memorandum of understanding which will be signed later. DOST-PCIEERD is grateful to all of you for heeding our call to spur more innovations that will be beneficial to Filipinos. We fully support these startups as powerful agents of change in our society. The COVID-19 pandemic has truly disrupted businesses' operations and has hurt the global economy. As many countries have started opening up, the Philippines is now slowly revitalizing its economy as it eases community lockdowns, increasing vaccinations, and continuously reminding the public to observe minimum health standards. Last year's economic deceleration shrunk our gross domestic product to a negative 9.5%, the worst economic performance since the country began releasing growth data just after the World War II in 1947. We are also reeling from the effects of disasters like the Taal volcano eruption in January last year and the devastating effects of the typhoons that visited the country. Our startups were no strangers to these economic conditions. In a survey conducted by PwC Philippines, a majority of the startups reduced their levels of operation, pivoted their services, and even deferred their expansion plans. Some were greatly affected that they had to temporarily cease operations, reduce their number of employees, and avail of loans and funds from external sources. The pandemic has also paved the entry of new players such as on-demand delivery service providers, market startups offering vegetables and meat, and startups that provide the needs of Filipinos during the health crisis. It is in this light that we launched the Startup Grant Fund program to respond to the demand for quick and rapid solutions to easily adapt into what we now call the new normal. Through this program, we will support startups with technology-based solutions that can potentially contribute to the economic rebirth of the country. We are looking at the opportunities to provide additional jobs, raise revenue, and attract local and foreign investment. This program intends to provide a fund mechanism that would support our startups and help them focus on providing solutions that are relevant to the needs of the country. We are optimistic that the activities under this fund grant will reinvigorate the economy during this post-COVID-19 situation. The program will aid our startups in overcoming R&D roadblocks by means of prototype improvement, conduct of feasibility studies, and development of product specifications. Through the programs, startups can also get support in validating user requirements, strengthen their intellectual property by means of protection, and development of appropriate IP strategies. This year, we received a total of 54 proposals, which showed the ingenuity and resilience of Filipino startup founders. From these proposals, 22 startups passed through a very rigorous evaluation activity and qualified to receive funding and technical support through the Startup Grant Fund program. Technologies play a central role in our journey towards living in a better normal, and startups are big contributors to the Philippines innovations landscape. As a leader and a partner in enabling innovations, DOST-PCIEERD will be relentless in fostering brilliant ideas of startups and cultivating these into helpful products and services that are ultimately beneficial to the Filipinos. Let me now invite you to a sneak peek of the future of the Philippines through the Filipino startups that we are supporting. Welcome to Cebu. Let's make innovations work for the people. Salamat at mabuhay tayong lahat.